Police were forced to disperse an angry crowd fighting for food parcels. Well, Joburg Mayor Geoff Makhubo visited Alexandra yesterday. He joins us on the line to talk about that. Mr. Mayor, very good morning, and thanks so much for your time. Let's start with what led to all of that chaos yesterday in the form of a message, presumably a fake message that had gone out to residents promising them food parcels. What do you know about who sent that message? How are you investigating that?
Good morning to the viewers. Good morning to you in the studio. What happened was on the weekend, a partner of ours, an NGO, came distributing food in Alexandra. Message got out that there's food and there was a run on them. So they ran out of food parcels and they promised people to come back yesterday for food parcels, and that did not happen. So that's what led to the agitation, because people woke up in the morning to go and queue, hoping that the food will come. So we investigated that, we are addressing it, and then we do it centrally from government now. Because what we're doing now is that anyone who donates, we want them to donate centrally so that we can distribute food in an orderly way, not donors and funders going to the communities themselves directly.
Okay, so just so we're clear, because we don't have a very clear line there, Mr. Mayor, you are asking anybody who wants to provide this kind of help to communities like this to work with you, to work with the city so that you can coordinate?
Yes, we're sending that call out that, we've got a bank at the market, that at least we centralize the food and then we can distribute it to the needy in a very equitable way. Because, there have been many organizations going into Alexandra. We find that there are repeat handing over food. There are people who come in for the second, third time to get food, while others are left in destitution. They don't have the opportunity to get food because we can concentrate in one area.
All right, so when exactly do you plan to get the next round of supplies to residents? Let's get practical here. Let's give them the information that they need. When can they expect some help in the coming days?
This morning I'm actually meeting the province to see how we can work together. We want to do it on a continuous basis. We've got 211 informal settlements. We've got poverty, we call it a deprivation net. We've plotted all the places that are affected by deprivation. However, because of COVID, now the situation has changed. There are areas like the inner city of Johannesburg, the hostels, areas like Chefontaine, Rosettenville that we have to focus on. So we will be planning, and from this week, on a continuous basis, region by region in the city, we will be distributing food parcels. We've been doing it, but only distributing vegetables. Now we're working together with the social partners to distribute both food and just dry veggies.
Okay, the other, we were just chatting, Dan and I were chatting off air yesterday when we saw what was happening in Alex, and people saying, that if they didn't have a need for food, if they were given what they needed, they wouldn't have to come out of their homes. They could, follow these restrictions to some extent as well. So if you provide that, and we were just chatting about what was practical in terms of maybe spaza shops, maybe the city buying out the stock and putting that back into the community, maybe street hawkers as well. Are you looking at options like that to create and to keep them going and to sustain those businesses as well, to buy stock from the people who might be losing out now because of this?
We're looking at all options. Remember, most of this thing, vegetables we get from our own markets. Farmers contribute directly. There are big companies that contribute food directly. We're looking at all other options where the state itself can intervene in communities themselves. Will do so. There's been lessons. This is unprecedented. We've never been through this before, so we're taking lessons as we go and trying to better our processes. And we think that going forward in the next 2 weeks of the lockdown, our process is much better.
And it's also going to be vital then that you have the correct sort of treatment of people by authorities there, Mr. Mayor. Just seeing what has happened, the reports coming out, especially the case of Collins Khoza, that's another reason I'm assuming that you went to Alex, is to find out what happened there, the man who was assaulted and killed allegedly by members of the SANDF during a crackdown last week. So, and yesterday when we saw residents who were queuing for those promised food parcels, there were no rules being followed. There was no social distancing. So how are you and there were also, rubber bullets that were fired at these residents. So how are you going to make sure that this is all done in a peaceful manner, that it's done in a way that nobody gets hurt?
Well, firstly, we did visit the family of the deceased Mr. Khoza. We went to pass our condolences and to pass the message that the law enforcement officers are there to save lives, to ensure that the people are staying in the homes to avoid death via COVID-19, and that a full investigation is actually ensuing. So we will await the outcome of the investigation. But part of our process is to use our structures on the ground, meaning our regional staff in all areas, using the CPWs, using the CWPs and the EPWP workers, to actually go door to door. We identify households with households in distress, and to go door to door to deliver. We don't want people coming to us because that causes a bit of problems. So we want distribution to happen in a very orderly way, to go so that it can target the needy, it can target the people who need it most. What we're finding is that even people who don't need it are coming now to queue just to cause pain. So we, as I said, we're improving our process as we go.
All right, and I think that makes the most sense, is to use them in that way. Very quickly, Mr. Mayor, for those who want to help, those who are in a position to help you with food and food parcels, who do they get in touch with at your offices? How do they become part of this and work with you?
The food is coordinated by Bongi Mukaba in our, we call it the local incident command center, which is a local command center. I can give an email. It's Bongi, BONGIM @joburg.org.za.
Is it Bongi M for Monday? Bongi M?
Yes.
At
Bongi M for Monday, yeah, Bongi M @joburg.org.za.
.org.za. Okay, Bongi M for Monday, all one word, at joburg.org.za. Thanks so much for your time, Mr. Mayor. We wish you luck with this, and we'll, of course, be keeping an eye on the process there.